Welcome to Moxie Monday. I am this close, but I'm not going to. I'm this close to telling you guys what our prize is for February. Angel, if you hit 500 PV, but I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to find out. You're going to have to find out. I'm excited. Nick is excited. We're all excited. You okay, baby? Scotty's excited. I hope you didn't throw up all over me during this call. Yeah? Welcome to Moxie Monday. Welcome. The third Monday of every month, we are going to continue our trend of doing some leadership development, because in order to be an entrepreneur and really develop your network marketing business, you have got to be good and clear in between your ears, ladies and coaches. To be a leader and to grow a business, we have got to grow ourselves as a person, somebody who can handle obstacles, somebody who can endure life, somebody who manages somehow to take care of themselves and serve the people that come to them needing help. And so that's why I am committed, and you guys are committed to showing up for team calls and also being excited, hopefully, about personal development. I value that. I think that is a huge chunk of what will help our team excel this year. So I have asked somebody that I admire tremendously. She's one of the strongest women I know, and I've only met her like once. But Kim is a strong leader on our team. She is actually a premier coach. She's a 2-star diamond. She is in the top 200 of the network. She finished 2018 at the top 200. I think that's right. And she's also a Success Club 10 All-Star. So this girl did all of that last year. And if you follow her, you know that she actually went through the hardest year of her life. So I messaged her and I said, I know that this might come in left field, but I admire you. I think that there has to be some kind of internal strength inside of you to endure life toughness while also building a business. And so I just want her to share what she's been reading lately, and maybe offer constant or continuous inspiration to us on the call, because we are all, we all have lots to learn from top coaches, but Kim is somebody that I was excited to have on the call, and I'm privileged. I feel honored to actually be able to take notes and listen and just feel good about her leadership to the call, and so is Scotty. So without further ado, thank you guys for your patience as we walk through some technical difficulties. Kim, if your computer is still working, Nick, here's Nick dancing.
Without further ado.
Did you get the boys down? Nick just put the boys down. Congratulations. Okay, where's Kim? I can't find you. There you are. Kim's leading the call tonight, babe.
Hi, Kim Costa. How are you?
She's great. Did you know that Nick talked to our little prayer lady every single Sunday at church about you and Colton and your family? Every Sunday she'd come up and be like, how are they? And I was updating them and stuff.
Yep, I did.
Oh, wait, you're muted. Okay, now talk.
Okay. I said thank you. That means a lot, for sure.
I'm going to pass over the reins and stop talking.
Okay.
All right, see that? Sorry.
Slides, but they're on my computer, so I can post them to Moxie later. That'll be real helpful now. I'm so sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties. So thank you, Laura, for the introduction. My personal development that I want to share with you all is a book called Grace, Not Perfection. And it is by Emily Lee. And it is a wonderful, wonderful book. I randomly picked it up at Target, just thinking that sounded something like I wanted to read, and fell in love with it. Okay, so a little bit about me. Laura kind of mentioned some of it. The hardest year of my life. I have an 18-month-old son, Colton. He got diagnosed with a rare disease last year and had a bone marrow transplant in August. Just a few months, I guess I had been a coach almost a year at that point. Or not even, I don't know. So I am a mom and a wife, just trying to make the most of every day, really embracing the crazy, because we have a lot of it. We were in Minnesota for 6 months. I'm from Texas, and so we were away from my husband for a while. It was just craziness and madness. But I was really determined to lean into this business because I've seen so many positives, and it really does help me in a lot of positive ways. So I decided to lean in and not put this on the back burner and not give up, because things got really, really, really hard. Okay, so the book, Grace, Not Perfection, she breaks it down into three groups, 3 phases, I guess. The first one is grace with ourselves, which I feel like everyone can take so many notes from that whole section. The second section is grace with our people, which I really love that part. And then the third part was grace with in our calling, which I felt like related a lot to what we do as coaches. So the first part, the grace with ourselves, I want to read y'all a quote since you can't see it. She talks a lot about how we're all busy. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, no matter our circumstances, what's going on, we're all busy. One thing that I feel like has really helped me, this book has helped a lot, is she talks about how it's very easy to compare ourselves to people. And I mean, we're guilty of it. We're all on social media all the time, seeing what this girl's doing, what that coach is doing, and I'm not doing that. And it's so easy to compare. And she actually says it very well, that comparison is the thief of joy. And I really felt like that was really true, because it's, you know, it's too easy, and we're too hard on ourselves because we feel like we have to do it all, especially as moms and wives and, you know, everything else that we are. And thankfully it was a nice breath of fresh air for her to say, that's not the case. You don't have to do it all. And her quote actually says, here's the thing about doing it all. Even if you can do it all, no one can do it well. Or no one can do it all well. So I love that. She really focuses on picking areas of our life that are non-negotiables and that are everything to us, and doing those well. The other things are clutter. The other things that we just learn to need to say no, and just really focus and hone in on what our main things in life are. She uses a really good analogy, which Laura, I actually think you used this analogy not so long ago, about our lives and like our hearts are like a well. It's kind of like the empty cup. You have a well, and if you know what things fill that well up, then you're able to do those things. And in turn, you're able to give back more. You can't pour from an empty cup. I am 100% proof of that I did not let my fitness go. I didn't let everything go when we got Colton's diagnosis. I made sure to still take that 30 minutes for myself, to still make that a priority, because that is what fills me up, you know, and it's really a good way to show our people, you know, that we have that respect for ourselves, and that we know that we're dedicating that time for ourselves, and we want other people to do that too. So the empty well, she says, we're not machines. We don't run on diesel, and we don't have an ignition switch, that our hearts are moving and organic things. And that, you know, if our well is not fed, then it can, not, you know, then I'm sorry. If our well is not fed, then we won't have anything to give. So we get what we put in, you get out what you put in. And so for me, I just really like this analogy of I have to do things that fill me up. Spending time with my family, you know, my fitness, nutrition, and my challengers and my team, things fill me up and fill that well up. So then I have more to give to my team and my challengers and my, you know, my family and things like that. So I really like that part. She goes into a lot about declutter. So she's very, very type A, and I'm not really type A. So she's very type A. She likes everything clean and organized and, you know, lists and things like that. So she talks about decluttering mentally and physically. And I really liked her thing for mental clutter, because we all have it and we all overthink things too much. But she kept referencing even those people that we are comparing ourselves to, which we all have them, to get rid of them. And not in a mean, rude way, but unfollow, unfriend, whatever you have to do. So you don't scroll your Facebook, the first thing you see is this person, and it automatically lowers your self-esteem and lowers what you're feeling. So decluttering that, getting rid of that, pushing it to the side, you can hide, you know, them if you don't want to unfriend them or unfollow them, but I liked just kind of getting rid of that clutter, because it doesn't do anything for us in a good way, you know, comparing. The physical, she was even talking about getting, there's a a website you can go to that you can unsubscribe for all your email subscriptions, which I actually did it. And I had like 64 in my email that I don't really use for any junk mail. So it's unroll.me if you're interested, because it's just a time waster sitting there and deleting all those emails. Like, it's crazy how many emails we get and we don't even look at it and we just delete them. So getting rid of that kind of clutter. And then just any physical clutter. Like, I like to work in a clean office. I like, to have, not papers everywhere and things. So just having a clean slate when you do get to sit down and work your business will just kind of give you a better mind frame. Because she says physical clutter is mental clutter. Okay, so moving on to the second section is grace with your people. So she talks a lot about community. And for me, obviously this relates to my family and things like that, but I really read this book trying to relate it to my business and my coaching. And so I look at a lot of this that she says about your community as far as like my social media community, my people that are followers and that do pray for us and that do keep up with us, that know what's going on. That being genuine and being imperfect and being the realest version of you is how people can do that, how they can relate, how they get to know you. No one's perfect, but those people on social media that look perfect, they're not, and so it's just being able to be comfortable with who you are and letting others see that you are not perfect and that you're relatable, sharing everything I have about Colton and just being that vulnerable has really helped me make connections that I never really thought, would exist, I guess. But it just goes to show being open and vulnerable and real really will help us build this business, because then more people can relate to us. So in the common struggles, she says, we get closer to those around us as we open ourselves up to empathy, laughs, and understanding. And then that our strengths can be someone else's weakness. This may be a silly example, but I love meal planning and prepping, and I just love every aspect that goes into that. And so for my challengers, that is a strength of mine. A lot of people don't like that, but I love it. And so just getting to share my strengths with them in this business, that's what we're here for, So just being able to share and talk about what we're good at, and then also what we're not good at and what we want to work on, and leaning on those and asking questions. This might be my favorite part of this is grace and gratitude. She says they go hand in hand, and that we control our perspective, which I really, again, going back to Colton, I don't want to focus everything on this call about Colton, but it's really made me grow in the last year as a person. And so we control our perspective. Yes, it was the hardest year of our life, but again, I leaned into this. I used this as a learning and growing opportunity. And so we control our perspective and the state of our heart in the situations we're in today, even if we can't control the circumstance, which I'm sure some of you have something going on in your life that you wish were different, or that had a different outcome, or had a potential outcome, whatever the case. Circumstances that we can't even control, but we can control our perspective. And so choosing gratitude and grace every morning, they go hand in hand. So I just love that. I have a daily devotional I read every morning, and it really just helps me remind myself to be grateful for everything that I do have, because I have a lot to be grateful for. So okay, now the main actual Beachbody related part or coaching part is grace in our calling, which I felt like I think I needed to hear this a lot. And it's funny because I know God works in crazy ways sometimes, but I said I just randomly picked up this book, and this is the part that I really needed to hear. So grace in our calling. What were we put on this earth to do? She says that God puts literally write something on our hearts that we're meant to do. And what lights that fire? What gets us excited about life? And again, obviously not family and friends and things like that right now, but what deep inside of us. And so with me, coaching is that. I get to help these people feel better and, just everything we have to offer. And we have a lot to offer. And so I just feel like knowing that this is our purpose and just being able to explain why was a really big key for me. And she talks about defining the life we want to have. So what does the life you want look like? What are non-negotiables for you? And what are things that you really are going to put first? She talks about how decision-making really gets easy whenever you know your why, whenever you know why you're doing this and what you're going to get out of it, as far as choosing to watch TV or do a power hour or, so anything like that. So love that she said decision-making does get a lot easier because the choices we are going to make, are they going to get us to where we are or are they not? And Steve Jobs actually had a very, very great quote in this book that I really loved. So it says, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. The only way to do great work is to do what you love. I love that so much because work is a big part of our life. Yes, we say we work a power hour, but in my life, it's more than an hour a day. And so it's a big part. It does fill me up, but loving what I do has helped me grow in ways that I didn't really even know possible in the last year and a half. Okay, so I have 2 more slides. We're almost finishing up here. As far as defining the life that you want to have, she does go into more detail about it. Once you define and declare that type of life, again, the decisions will be a lot easier. And then the difference in people who actually achieve the goals and the life that they want versus the people that just set those goals and don't achieve them is their ability to dust themselves off and wear their dirty outfit proudly. And so it is so true. We do get told no a lot. We do get, ignored a lot at Messenger and things like that. But being able to pick ourselves up and keep going, keep knowing we have things to offer, is really a game changer for me. And it's just being able to keep going, even in the tough times, in the hard times, in the slow times, and just knowing, again, what you're working for and towards will really help us to keep going and keep dusting ourselves off. And then the desire for a better life has to be stronger than the fear of what it may take to get there. To me, that just lit a fire under me that I'm scared. I don't know. I'm sure y'all can tell that I'm super nervous doing this. I don't like, speaking publicly or whatever, but Laura reached out and asked me to do this. And to me, the only way I'm going to grow is to get out of my comfort zone and to do things that I wouldn't regularly do. So, which this business has pushed me so far out of my comfort zone in so many ways. But my desire for a better life, for more time with my son, for my husband to get to be home more often, for those things that I know I'm working for are worth every single bit of the uncomfortableness right now. Because yes, I'm scared, but it's so worth it to just be able to grow and learn and evolve. So, okay. Last slide here is the call to action. And there's just 3 steps. And again, I'm sorry I don't have slides here, y'all. I will post them in Moxie. Okay, so the call to action, the first one is, again, define the life that you dream of having. So what words come to mind? And in the book, she has like a page of words that came to mind when she was trying to do this. Like, what are your non-negotiables? She uses the example of she wanted every single Friday off with her son, and that's what she had to do. She had to work extra in the evening some nights. She had to work on, whatever, but she wanted those Fridays. So defining the life that we want to have and being able to know what that looks like and being okay with making, choices and sacrifices to get there, because those are our non-negotiables. Oh my gosh, hi, sweet girl. Okay, the second thing is just clear the clutter. Again, get rid of people that you're comparing yourself to. Get rid of all the even like junk that if it just doesn't feel good that you're seeing. Get rid of the extra emails you're just wasting time deleting. Whatever the case is, just clear the clutter. And I just think that the unfollowing people that just kind of make me feel like I'm not doing enough when, sometimes I think I am, it will help for sure. The last part is, and this is the best and most, I feel like, literally call to action, is get your hands dirty. Like, we all have a story. We all have a purpose here. We all are coaches for a reason. So share that, learn, grow, ask questions, evolve, you know. It's okay to keep trying something over and over. It's okay to try to do something new. You know, it's all about just putting in the work and doing it. Sorry, I have a cough right now too. Okay. And then she has 2 quotes that I really liked again, that we can't put off creating the life that we want and that we dream of because we're scared we can't do it perfectly. Because the entire book is, we're not going to. Even if we want to do anything perfectly, it's not going to be perfect. We're not perfect, and that's okay. Doing your best, giving it your all, that is what matters right now. And just knowing that, you know, I'm not going to go build my dream by being scared of, you know, not putting in the work. So exactly, none of us are. And then obviously the path isn't always easy, but it's going to be worth it, and it is worth it. Just in closing, I can say the last year, almost year and a half that I've been a coach, you know, making sacrifices and putting in the time and the effort has, I mean, the recognition whenever you were introducing me, I told you earlier, that just is crazy that that's my name, because I love that I get to do this. This is a passion of mine, and just the fact that I get to help but still build a business and earn an income doing this has just been incredible. So anyways, again, book is Grace, Not Perfection. And if you don't know who Emily Lee is, she actually is the creator of all of these planners, Simplified Planner. So she helps you organize your life and keep it all simple and, you know, not overcomplicate things and tell yourself you don't have to be perfect. So anyways, I'm really, really sorry the slides didn't work. Yeah, I'll post them, but that's all I have. I definitely recommend it. It was an easy, good read for sure.
Thank you so much. First of all, I should have double checked with you as far as technical difficulties beforehand, but you know, none of us are perfect. I'm giving myself grace. That was so helpful because truly, I just think, okay, so I read this on, if you guys follow Lindsay Matway, which you totally don't have to because you can unfollow people, but she's a friend of mine. I follow her. She posted today that statistically, people who set New Year's resolutions typically fade away the second week of February. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's so perfect because a lot of us might have set specific New Year's resolutions. A lot of our challengers might have set New Year's resolutions. And this is the week that people tend to fall off the bandwagon statistically. And so I don't find that a coincidence at all. Nick, you're not in the video. Stop it. Stop. Nick is a fine baby. I don't find it coincidental at all that you read this book and you shared it with us specifically on this week when many of us might have hit a wall unknowingly. Like maybe you haven't. Maybe your engine hasn't fallen out because maybe you have been feeding yourself and fueling yourself up. As she was saying, like constantly fill yourself up. The 3 takeaways here, the 3 call to actions, make sure that we all define our life specifically as we dream it. I love that she was so specific as to say, I want every Friday off with my children. I think, well, what do I want? You know, the second is to clear the clutter, not just like with desk and organizing things, because you're never going to be you don't have to be a perfectionist to be productive. But clearing the clutter in your mind, clearing the clutter of your schedule. And the third thing is getting your hands dirty, and your point of wear your dirty outfit proudly. And I was like, yes, because I wear dirty clothes a lot. So thank you for your honesty. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for reading that book and then sharing your knowledge with us. I cannot wait to see the slides, but really, I feel like this has filled me up just as a reminder constantly that we all have these, hopefully, you mean that's why you're on this call, but you know, we have these business goals and we are all striving to be successful entrepreneurs. Of course we are. And, you know, sometimes we have this weight on our shoulders where we have to complete every single bullet point of our business activity tracker. And if we can't do every single point, then you're not going to do it at all. I was talking to, Danielle, I'm just gonna call you out. I was talking to Danielle the other day about the checklist that we have in our lives. And we were discussing like how discouraged we'll feel if we don't get that one mark, if we don't get that every single check mark. We were specifically talking about the business activity tracker, and like you're supposed to have 2 invites to coaches every day, 3 invites to challenges every day. You're supposed to post 3 times a day. And if I never got around to inviting 2 coaches, but I got around to inviting 4 challengers, I wasn't able to mark that one box off. So I was like, man, but I still didn't do enough. So I had this pressure of, I'm not enough. I didn't do enough. I'm not going to achieve any success. And those are lies in my head. So we have to balance that out and think something is better than nothing. Now, I'm all about like the hustle, the working hard, you go for it. But if we are convincing ourselves that we're not going to be successful because we complete 60% of the work instead of 100% of the work, and as a result of that discouragement, the next week we do 0% of the work, do you see how that's counterproductive? I'm not saying that it's okay to give 50% to every area of your life, but I'm saying if you allow the struggle and the pressure of being perfect constantly to defeat you, then you're not going to be as productive as if you just give yourself grace and say, you know what, today I gave my best, and today was a 60% day and I feel good about it. Tomorrow might be an 80% day. The next day might be a 40% day. The next day might be a 100% day. But as long as you show up and keep going, you have a whole team here who understands life hits us, and business sometimes is weird. But guys, we can, like, I love this business, and I want you all to feel encouraged and loved. And I'm grateful for Kim's example and all of that. So she hit the nail on the head. Love the book. Thank you for sharing. She will post the slides, and if you ladies and gents have any questions, then post them in Moxie. Sound like a plan? Okay, last announcement before we head out. Big announcement. Starting tomorrow, there will be a group on Facebook that's open for you to dump all of your prospects for coaching if you so choose. But next Monday is our open public coach webinar. And so that's the 4th Monday of every month. We're going to be hosting a coach event. So Carrie Arena and I are linking arms, and we're going to be hosting that through a live video in that private group. But we decided that starting tomorrow, we'll have Tuesday through Monday open so we can, filter people into that group who are interested in coaching, interested in learning about coaching, interested in learning about the team and the business side of things. So we'll put like success stories throughout the week, so to kind of get the momentum and energy up. And then Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, we will host a live video discussing what is coaching. So it's a great chance, love you. It's a great chance for you to answer some questions for people who are interested in the business. Okay? So don't forget about that. If that's something you want to take advantage of, then go ahead and start talking to people about the business. What? I'm done. I'm going to finish up here. My husband's talking to me. All right, anyways, I think I clarified everything. Should we still send them? Yeah, absolutely. Susie asked a great question. Should we still send them to the Moxie is Here site? That is a site that I think is very aesthetically pleasing. It looks professional. They can download the webinar themselves. It'll get emailed to them so they can watch a webinar that we've already recorded, and they can still show up to the live video next week, okay? When you read about business, it says that somebody needs at least 7 to 12 different impressions or contacts before they make a decision. So yeah, if you invite them and then send them a video and send them a YouTube video, send them that website, and then still invite them to the group and let them watch the live, more chances that they'll understand our culture, our tribe, our business, and the opportunity in front of them. So I see nothing wrong with you going ahead and sending them all of the things. Thank you again, Kim. All right. You guys rock. Anybody want to do a farewell peace sign? They can peace out. Okay. Bye, guys.